As you know, East Chicago Central has had tremendous amount of athletes who have different type of talents, different type of team, different eras. But I want to get your point of view of who you feel like is the best basketball player in East Chicago Central history.
Um, I say the best all-around basketball player that I ever saw probably was Marcus Jefferson. Offensive end, defensive end. Just being able to do a lot of things. Really good at a real high level on the basketball court. I'll probably say, the best player I ever seen, was Marcus Jefferson because he did it all.
Okay, because what I get a lot of now is that a lot of people say the most talented basketball player was Carlton Baker Udi. The most accomplished is Etwan Moore. So you get some people say that Etwan's the best because he's the most accomplished, and then Carlton Baker because he was the most exciting. So you go with Marcus Jefferson?
I'll say Marcus Jefferson. After he was athletic, scored the ball, defended, probably the other team's best player. So it was really nothing that he couldn't do, on the basketball court.
Okay. Give me your top 5 players in East Chicago Central history, and kind of go back as far as you can from yourself as a fan perspective. From each position, give me the point guard.
Top 5 point guards?
No, top 5 players from each position. So you give me one point guard, one shooter.
Okay. Oh, what the best point guard in Central history?
Yeah.
Let me see the best point guard in Central history that I can think of. That's a tough one. I'm gonna go with
Because we had conversation, I heard Delmar Johnson, Robert Battle, Bobby Smith, Johnny Ryan, Tremaine Cooley, Dieter. I'm trying to get,
I'll probably say I'll go with Bobby Smith.
Why is that?
I say I'll go with Bobby Smith. Just seeing him play, he was electric on the basketball court. Get from end to end, score the ball, defend, distribute the ball. So, just the excitement he brought to the game.
Okay. Shooting guard.
Best shooting guard, Central history. Go with Corey Stokes.
Okay.
Say Corey Stokes.
Why is that?
Anybody that's seen him play, he definitely was probably one of the best, athletes to ever come through the school. So a lot of times you get, those type of athletes, that don't play, have any skill, So on top of being one of the best athletes, he was skilled, all around, athletic enough to guard the best player, and enough offensive game, to put up numbers. I watched this 47-point game, probably the best game I ever seen played. So, he just did it all.
Okay. Small forward.
Small forward, I say. I think who I'll be in small forwards. I say, a tie between Chris Woods and Marcus Jefferson.
Okay. Power forward.
Power forward ever. Say Carlton Baker.
Okay. And center.
Definitely Ricky Wright.
Rick Wright. Okay. So where do Will Frazier fit in this mix?
As far as
best of all time. Why did you not? Because I named 5 positions, and I didn't hear your name called one time. So where do you feel you fit in?
Definitely a realist. So, playing the EC, I probably definitely, put myself in the top 20, players. When I left, I was number 8 on the all-time, scoring list, and that was with playing on some pretty decent teams. So, if I had played on bad teams and, just had the opportunity, to go to score, if I really wasn't a team player, I maybe could have been higher on that list, but I was such a team player. I always took what came to me. When I left, I was number 8 on the all-time scoring list. I was passed up, of course, that's going to happen. I was passed up in the past few years probably by 5 or 6 players. So I think, city that rich in tradition, leaving, number 8 on the all-time scoring list. I think that says something.
Okay. Were you envy or jealous of the 2007 state championship basketball team? And I say that because I get a lot of conversation on there were plenty of teams in Central history, and I can admit to it too, that had better teams than that team, including your year, your year's playing. So was you envy of that team, jealous, or kind of gives you insight?
It was no envy, no jealousy at all. I know it was people, more proud than me, but I was the happiest I felt with just, not caring what team it was that got it done, but just caring that, East Chicago, had finally, got to the mountaintop, had got over the hump. It was some teams that, people do say were better than them, but, it comes down to, they got it done, and those teams didn't. But it was never any envy or jealousy or nothing. I was, very proud, to be at the game, to celebrate. I think it was a big moment for the city.
Okay. As you know, when you was growing up, I heard, you was one of the best athletes coming through your age bracket, your age time. Also, you had two other athletes, Melvin Brown, Gary Patterson, who was doing that same time. Been a lot of controversy on them guys choosing to go to Bishop Nova, East Chicago Central. Some people call them traitors because they play East Chicago school system. Basically, they life, and they decided to go to Bishop Nova. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like them guys kind of cowered out of playing a good competition, or do you applaud their decisions of going to Bishop Nova?
I think at the end of the day, you got to do, what's best, for you, what's best for you and your family. Maybe they felt, Bishop Nova, could help them, better prepare them for college. But as far as
give me from your point of view.
From my point of view,
I mean,
it's nothing that I've never said to either one of them. But from my point of view, I feel like they was they were missing links. We did get Melvin Brown back my senior year. But I think by that time, his skills was diminished. He wasn't the same player that he was when he was younger, so he didn't really give us much. But I definitely think we would have had Gary my senior year, his junior year. That's what we were missing, a solid point guard. We had him my senior year. I definitely think, we definitely would have won the state championship.
Okay, so do you have any personal vendetta athletically? Not that, athletically, do you have any personal vendetta against some guys for making that decision?
Nah, I don't. Gary ended up, going to Butler out of school, so I never have a vendetta. Right now, that decision looked like it was a good one for him. Okay. It's, of course, I'm going to have, my feelings. Well, I feel you should have came here so we could have won the state championship, but he could have been thinking, completely different than what I was thinking. He ended up going to one of the top Division I schools, so, he was obviously thinking right somewhere.
How about Melvin Brown?
I don't know. It's not really much to be said, about Melvin. He was definitely a talent coming up.
What I hear a lot of times.
I don't really think he ever got better, from.
That's what I'm saying.
He had the potential, but I don't really think he ever put, too much in the game of basketball. He could have been, one of the top athletes to come through East Chicago, but it was like, he was at his best in like 8th grade or something. He never really got, any better.
So you saying that the Melvin Brown peaked at a young age?
Yeah, I think he peaked, probably 9th grade. I think he peaked, I think he was at his best. By the time he came for us, he had a couple big games, but it just wasn't there.
Okay. There's been a lot of discussion about you and your brother Will Frazier. What I want to get is, who's a better athlete? Either you or your brother. Of course, we can go into he played football. His numbers are better than football and basketball. But I want to know from you, who is better, Frazier?
Just being a competitor, I say myself, and I think he would say he was better. I think just being competitors, that's the type of mentality you should have. So, I say, I was the better athlete.
Why is that?
The basketball court, I felt like, I had a better basketball career. He had a better football career, but I felt like I had a better basketball career. I felt like I could do more, on the basketball court. I feel like I could have done more on the football field.
Okay, during your football career, a lot of great athletes came through. There's a big discussion about your older brother Keon being the best quarterback in Central history. Not being biased because he's your brother, but who do you feel is the best quarterback that ever come through East Chicago Central?
I don't really think you can, dispute, that he was the best quarterback to come through East Chicago. It really, Central really don't got a, just a rich history of quarterbacks, to come through. So I think, with the select few that, people will say were good, I definitely think you can't dispute, that he was the best.
Okay. Who do you feel is the best football player ever come through East Chicago Central?
The best football player all around, I'll probably go with Keon Jackson.
Okay.
Probably the best I ever saw play.
Okay.
Keon Jackson, slightly ahead of Dante Smith.
Gotcha. Okay, one of the big questions is who's the better Frazier between you and your brother? Of course, he was more known for football, and he's more known for basketball. But just being an athlete, who's the better Frazier?
I think just being a competitor, I say I was better. I think he'd say he was better. I think just being competitors, that's what we both say. That's what you both get coming from both of us.
But why is that? Why are you better?
I felt I could, sports-wise, I felt I can do more. The basketball court, I felt I could have played, 3 positions. Football field, I could have played, 2-3 positions on the field. He was pretty much, just known as a quarterback.
Okay. What is the future hold for Willie Frazier?
The future right now is growth and development.
Okay.
I feel the future, just growing and developing as a man, as a father. I feel that's what it holds for me.
Okay. Willie, man, I want to thank you for joining us on Athletes Live Network, man, and I appreciate it. And hopefully, we see you in the future, and we wish you the best.
Thank you for having me.
Athletes Live Network, once an athlete, always an athlete.